What's going on, guys? Today we are making an Italian favorite, and I'm gonna need you guys to vote down below. Cannolis or tiramisu? What's better? I'm diehard. What do you say?
Cannoli.
I'm diehard cannoli. But tiramisu is really good too, which is what we are making today. We're gonna make this homemade from scratch, and we're gonna make it in a pretty approachable and easy way that you guys can follow along at home. First things first is to get started on the cookie layer because that's gonna need to be baked. Just a real simple almond flour cookie recipe going down. So we have a 1/4 cup of almond flour. This is gonna be a pretty small amount of cookies. So 1/4 cup almond flour. And then right here I have a teaspoon of coconut flour and a teaspoon of erythritol. Okay, erythritol is a 0 carb sweetener that we use in a lot of our recipes. A little pinch of baking powder, probably about 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon. A pinch of salt, a few drops of liquid stevia. This is another 0 carb sweetener, and this is heavily concentrated, so it adds a lot of sweetness. A 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We have some butter here at room temperature. We're gonna use 1.5 tablespoons worth. And then this here is an egg white. And this cookie recipe is gonna make it crispier. So the fact that we're just using an egg white instead of the whole egg, and lighter and more absorbent, and it's just better for this tiramisu recipe. And then just mix this together. You might have to get out a mixer. I'm gonna see if I can do it with the spatula. Okay, so here's our dough. You can see a very small amount. So this is gonna make 4 servings, and if I didn't explain it at the beginning, we're gonna be making the tiramisu in individual jars like this, so the cookies are gonna basically be this circumference here. And you'll have a layered dessert in this jar. So with this batter, we're gonna divide it into 4, and we have a lined baking sheet here. We're basically just gonna pop these down. If you wanna make a bigger batch, guys, ketoconnect.net, we have the recipes. You can easily adjust the serving size for a bigger or a smaller recipe. Just flatten these down a little bit. Try to get them kind of in a circle. I like to make them very freeform and like homemade looking. Not that I really have another option. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna pop these in the oven at 375 degrees for 6 to 8 minutes. Really quick. Keep an eye on them, they'll burn quickly. When the cookies come out of the oven, we'll be using this coffee. This is a 1/4 cup of coffee. We're gonna put it in the fridge to chill it. This is going to be our coffee mixture. Additionally, you could add rum to it. If you want to do more of a traditional recipe, 2 tablespoons of rum in here. We don't have any rum, but rum does give it a good traditional tiramisu flavor. So we're just gonna pop this coffee in the fridge and we're gonna work on the filling. This is a really simple recipe. We're gonna be using cream cheese, although there are some other options. Mascarpone cheese is the more traditional one. It's a little bit harder to find, but it is really low carb, so you could just substitute that in this recipe. They're kind of similar to begin with too. I would say I prefer mascarpone cheese. It has like a better, more sweeter. This has a little bit more of a tangy taste to it. So this cream cheese is at room temperature. That's important in order to get a nice smooth mixture. We're gonna be using this whole package, 8 ounces. To that, we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of erythritol. We're using powdered erythritol here, which is pretty important because if you use the granular erythritol, you can taste kind of like sand. It tastes like sand in the final product, especially if it's not baked. This is just gonna be a no-bake filling. So you wanna use the powdered. If you don't have powdered, you can blend the granular erythritol in a coffee grinder at home. We're gonna put in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, a few drops of stevia, depending on how sweet you like it. We'll go about 10 drops. And then we're just gonna beat this mixture until it's well combined. And then next we're gonna use 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream separately. We're gonna beat this until it has stiff peaks. So this is gonna add some good volume to this filling, make it nice and airy. We're gonna beat this now. Okay, the whipped cream has whipped up nicely. I'm gonna reserve some of this for the very end for topping the tiramisu. And the rest I'm gonna pour in here, in with the cream cheese mixture. And now just very lightly on low speed, I'm going to whip it together one last time. And there we have it. So check this consistency out. It mixed together really nicely, and it's just kind of like right in between whipped cream and cream cheese. Really good consistency. This is gonna be good. Now, the cookies are out. Here they are. These were in actually for 10 minutes, a little bit longer than I told you guys, and they don't look that cute. Like I said, they look cute though. I was thinking if we want to get really professional about this, we could do this, right? I thought this would be cool. I feel like at restaurants they do stuff like this. Check that out. Someone call up the Michelin department. Okay, we're gonna plate up 2 of these. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do cream, we're gonna do cookie with coffee, and then we're gonna do more cream and then a little dusting on top. So I'm gonna use a cookie scooper. Get that in there. Oh my gosh.
God, why'd you do
Dang it. You're not supposed to touch the edges. It makes it look bad. A little bit more. We'll do about 2 scoops on the bottom. Now we have our cookies here. These are still a little soft and warm, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Ideally, you'd let them cool. So dunk your cookies in the coffee mixture. You can see they really quickly, look how quick that absorbed all the coffee. Look at that. That looks good to me. Now the trick, I guess, is gonna be getting this in there. There we go. Yeah, another option, if you're making this at home, obviously, is to do more layers. You could make more cookies, do more layers. That would be really good. So now we finish it off with some more cream.
Okay, so we should probably call Michelin, right, and tell them not to come?
Why?
Because of this?
So lastly, we're gonna do the signature part of a tiramisu, which is a dusting of cocoa powder. Maybe they do espresso at some places too. And I forgot we reserved this whipped cream. Now that I'm thinking about it, kind of dumb and unnecessary. You don't need to reserve the whipped cream. Yeah, you could do even these cookie pieces. We could do like some cookie dusting.
Oh yeah, good call.
So here, just pour a little bit of cocoa powder in. I'm gonna move these onto the baking sheet here and just dust them up. Heavy dusting. Now my question here is the coffee flavor. Obviously this is gonna taste great, but I'm wondering how prominent the coffee flavor is gonna be. Okay, it's time for a taste test. We gotta penetrate down to the cookie. That's a good bite. Yeah, coffee comes through big. So what we did for the coffee, you have a couple options, and I think that really makes or breaks the dish. We did instant coffee, but we used a lot of coffee for a small amount of water. That's a really good route to go. You could use cold brew coffee that's concentrated. They make like espresso cold brews. That would be really good. You could make espresso. If you're using drip coffee, I feel like you won't quite get the coffee flavor you're looking for. But overall, that is exactly a tiramisu. Maybe even better than the one they sell at Olive Garden. They have it at Olive Garden, right?
Probably.
But yeah, this is a really good recipe, guys. Easy to make. I feel like it'd be fun to make with the kids too. They'd have fun. A lot of steps, dip in, dunk in, all that type of stuff. Full recipe is at ketoconnect.net. It's linked in the description of this video. We have hundreds, almost thousands of other recipes at this point. Check out the website, search for what you're looking for dinner, for dessert tonight. Give this one a try. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.